Wesley was known for his belief that the gospel required action. It's not just something that we think about. It's actually something that we live out. And he once said, the gospel of Christ knows of no religion but social, no holiness but social holiness. And it's that conviction that led him to break from the typical conventions of his time, that instead of preaching solely in church buildings, Wesley began speaking out in the open fields and factories, even in coal mines. And he reached out to those who had been neglected and welcomed them when he called them to be a part of societies or small groups that would regularly meet together to support one another, to pray together, to discuss how to live out their faith with one another, like Amy and Valerie just shared with us. So see, these societies, they were made up of the rich, they were made up of the poor, liberal, conservative, loyalist, and revolutionary. Wesley was into small group ministry before it was even a thing. All the small group things that we do nowadays, it's built upon what John Wesley modeled for us. And it was in these uncertain times that the Spirit then led Wesley and the early Methodists to see their role as active co-creators with God. They moved beyond their comfort zones, guided by the belief that faith was not just about personal salvation, about us being able to individually get into heaven, but about making the reality of heaven here on earth, in the here and the now. And their movement grew. And it sparked a revival that would not only shape individuals' faith, but also influence entire communities and systems, bringing justice, dignity, and hope to countless, countless people. And from these small groups, they created schools and healthcare programs. And they organized visits to prisoners, relief funds for those suffering in poverty. They advocated for the treatment of workers. They lobbied for social reforms that would protect the vulnerable. This is deeply embedded Methodist DNA in each and every one of us. But friends, it goes even beyond that, because it's also in the DNA of Jesus and the prophets that have gone before him. It is the fingerprint of those who follow Jesus in the world.